Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Yo, I cannot understand why the parents and the teachers and everybody trying to bring to the kids, the young generation. Yo, what's the deal, bro, Charlie Brown?
Yo, man, I don't know what the deal is. You have to ask my partner, Dingo G.
Yo, tell us, G. Tell us, G.
Confusion, G.
Oh, what's up? Hey, oh, man. It's just another case of that OPTA. Oh, man.
In school, I wrote notes to quote from Shakespeare and other types of rhymes to show you that I care for things like Together Forever till you're my only one.
Only
it
one.
was special, I could say it was a loving one. You would say someone's knocking at my window.
Knock, knock.
Someone's ringing my bell.
Ding dong.
It's about 2 in the morning.
Hey, yo, G, what the hell's going on?
It's just another case of that OPTA.
But nevertheless, it goes to show my potential. And even though our love was three-dimensional, 1,
Me,
2,
you,
3,
your pops.
Now what am I to do? I had to transform into an educated lad, going around doing chores for your dad, playing a duck, wearing sweaters and shoes, chilling with Pop, just listen to the blues, and talking to your mom about her love for her daughter, suggesting to me that I just oughta watch myself,
Inch by inch.
watch myself,
And use some sense.
so I did,
Hey.
and didn't do a damn thing, but they took the blame, so now I sing.
It's just another case of that OPTA. Must have rhymed somebody infamous, always misbehaving and mischievous, causing aggravation. I'll never pause, pushing out spitballs with plastic straws in class. The drummer got caught at last for like up the courtyard grass. Hey, teacher, go to the flex, bounce the lines on the credit card blast. Hey yo, in class, kick the children's girl Cheryl. Word, the teacher tried to tell me you're a pharaoh. No, I'm not with the tension, no, with suspicion or trials, wicked and wild, they carry ill styles. Teacher just acknowledge you go talk to my mommy. Now when she gets home, she's gonna wear the body. I hate this relationship, the mom and teacher. When she reaches home, yo, she knows how to reach ya. Okay, up today, I am the new school prey between my mom and teacher and my dad. Hey yo, it's just another case of that OPTA.
Yo, teachers hate me, the girls don't date me because I'm cheap round.
Class clown,
Getting still, sometimes I just depending on the day and how I feel. Sometimes I leave an apple that's rotten and brown. Nowhere to be found, no tax on seat, 5 days a week. Alright, in that lesson, I gotta get some sleep, but I didn't do it.
You did it.
I'm suspended.
You was with it.
And now it's time to pay for the crime that I never got caught like Judge Wapner.
Bam, take him to court.
A room of teachers, parents and preachers, a principal and 1 kid dressed in sneakers. Case of Robert the boy.
Order.
Yo, well, verse 1 is a slaughter. I pleaded my case, face to face. It was a waste and everyone was in place. Yo, pronounce me guilty. You have 364 days of detention to serve.
Some nerve.
I felt this could be from piss. The head of the board say case dismissed. As I walk out the room, I heard them say,
Oh man, it's just another case of that OPTA. Oh man,
yes.
We have the final countdown. Oh yes we do, the final countdown on the case of the PTA.
File number 3, 4, 7, 8, 20, 38, 42.
Hey. Let's do the final countdown on the hit list for all of the scrubby teachers. All the scrubby teachers in the past now time. What up? How about Mrs. Savastano? Oh man. Yo, I cannot understand why the parents and the teachers and everybody trying to bring to the kids, the young generation. Yo, what's the deal, bro, Charlie Brown?
Yo, man, I don't know what the deal is. You have to ask my partner, Dingo G.
Yo, tell us, G.
Confusion, G.
Oh, what's up? Hey, oh, man. It's just another case of that OPTA. Oh, man.
In school, I wrote notes to quote from Shakespeare and other types of rhymes to show you that I care for things like Together Forever till you're my only one.
Only
it was
one.
special, I could say it was a loving one. You would say someone's knocking at my window.
Knock, knock.
Someone's ringing my bell.
Ding dong.
It's about 2 in the morning.
Hey, yo, G, what the hell's going on?
It's just another case of that OPTA.
But nevertheless, it goes to show my potential. And even though our love was three-dimensional, 1,
Me,
2,
you,
3,
your pops.
now what am I to do? I had to transform into an educated lad, going around doing chores for your dad, playing a duck with...
Yo.
Hey,
What it do?
thanks for joining us today. Talk that
Yes, sir.
Talk that shit. It's another Wednesday, man. Halloween for you spooky motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? We got people dressing as Invisible Man. We got people dressing up as gas station attendants because they gas.
Hell
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You got niggas dressing up as thug niggas and real niggas. So, you know what I'm saying? Happy Halloween to all y'all, man. Thanks for tuning in, man.
Yes. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, I'm
Good.
See, y'all had a
good.
decent weather day out there for y'all. For y'all Halloween out here, it's been mist and raining. The kids been running up and down the blocks. I turned my porch light off a long time ago, like a week or two ago. Don't come up here asking for no candy. I want some candy. I will take your shit. My kids don't really do that shit no more because they older now. So I'm like the Uncle Scrooge of the shit. By humbug, I ain't dressing up and shit.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, I'm the very opposite. I was very excited for this holiday because my baby was excited. She was, if anybody follows me, you guys know my baby was Princess Suri from the Wakandan tribe from Black Panther, and I was Queen Mother. I dressed up, and we went out trick-or-treating, and she was very excited to say trick-or-treat, and instead of, I was trying to coach her all weekend, and so she was really saying Wakanda instead of trick-or-treat. So I'm like, don't say that. Just say trick-or-treat and say thank you, and let's keep it on going.
Wakanda forever.
Exactly. That's what she was doing. And I was like, oh, man. But, she had a good time, so I had a good time. As long as she was happy, I was happy. And, I politely took her bucket of candy, tossed it to the side, and told her she could have one piece, and that is it. Hopefully she'll forget about it.
Well, I did the same thing. I took my baby took her trick-or-treating. She was American girl, so she was the female version of Captain America.
Nice.
So she had a trick-or-treating parade in her school. Then I took her trick-or-treating after 4:30, and we halfway done. So I'm like, well, we're gonna go up this way right here. And all I see is just a bunch of cops chasing dude across the street, slam him to the ground. Cop chasing 3 or 4 motherfuckers. I'm like, man, we're gonna go the opposite way. We're gonna go up this way and get some more candy.
You seen it, right? I'm about to say you seen the ghetto boys out there.
Yeah. It was funny because,
bags.
But here's the thing, being back in Harlem, especially in Spanish Harlem and all that, the candy is different. They get the Spanish candy, but we want to pass. I don't know, Brooke, you probably seen it with the Spanish people selling the churros.
Yeah,
they was giving them shits away and candy.
Yeah, like the candy flavor, like chili powder and shit like that. Yeah.
No, they was giving away churros with fucking candy too, cotton candy. I was like, damn, they never did this shit when I was a kid. What the fuck is going on? She let my daughter have fun. And the cotton candy, like, Daddy, I was like, let me get a piece of chocolate. So I'm gonna ransack her chocolate. Just put, she already separated everything, so.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Separating all the Snickers, all the M&Ms, all the Tootsie Rolls.
So see, it's kids her age, they'll take it to school. She probably want to trade. I'll give you a Snickers for some M&Ms, shit like that. So,
hey, I'm trading all them peanut butter chews that come in the orange and the black wrapper. Anybody can add them. Yeah. Ain't nobody eating them shits. You know what I'm saying?
Candy corns.
Yeah, you can have them candy corns. You can go shove them up your ass. You know what I'm saying? But shit, let's talk that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They listen to the first song, man. Brooke, good selection on your choice of songs, man. What we getting into this week, y'all?
Yeah. Go ahead, D. Let them know.
Today's show is, it's about going to college. Being in debt. Would you getting out of high school? Did you go straight to college or did you get a job? When you went to college, did you finish or do you still owe money to Sally Mae? Like I had to, like everybody else had to. Them student loans as a mother, they'll fuck up your credit, they'll stop you from getting a home, getting credit cards. So this shit ain't no joke. We gonna talk that shit. Have you seen on the screen, different sorority and fraternities black colleges, what they call Ivy League schools. You see, in the pictures, people, graduating. So it's always a good thing to see students get an education, graduate, and get the same job they were interning for like what during their college years. So it's
So
always a good.
basically, oh,
Yeah,
go
good.
ahead.
I
I'm
was saying,
sorry.
it's going to college is a good thing if it's for you. Me, I went to TCI in Manhattan. I was trying to be a HVAC technician, which is air conditioning, refrigeration, heating, ventilators. Basically, I wanted to go for a trade, and each semester was like 3,500. It's like almost $5,000.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it was. I want to spend. You got to get bugs, and you got to get equipment, stuff like that. So all that shit costs money. So I did that for one semester, dropped out, and that's how the student loans keeps calling me, Sally Mae hit me up. Can you pay this amount? You pay this amount. I mean, when you make a payment arrangement with Sally Mae, see, Sally Mae is who helps you get the loan from the banks. You
Facts.
have to pay them back. And even if let's say you agreed to pay $50 a month, let's say you owed about $8,000, you can, before your income tax, you could tell them you want to put what is that paperwork you have to sign? Damn, I forgot the name of it, but you could ask for this, you could call the Sally Mae, tell them that you want to, in order for them not to take your income tax, I forgot the name of the paperwork you fill out, and they'll hold off taking your income tax money until the following year.
Oh, like
I was doing that
deferred.
shit.
If you defer it.
But
Yeah.
this is what I want to ask you, D. Just because you're going into, but like, what was the lead up to you wanting to go to this school right at the high school to because they don't tell us this. They don't tell us it. They always tell us, you go to school to get an education, and you want to get a higher education. It's going to help you maximize the amount of money that you can make later on in life. But they don't tell you all the things that come along and go with going to school as opposed to working jobs, so to speak. Because some people got to go straight to working because they might already be helping their family out before they even get to a point of going to college. So it's like it's almost expected. So like, was you going into getting out of school and going to the school to incur a little debt because you felt like it was going to benefit you for the time, or was it just simply because this is what they was telling you needed to do?
Well,
to
this
make
was
money?
back in 2004. So I was living on my own. I had a city job. So I wanted, I wanted to learn a trade because my uncle, he was a HVAC technician. He worked for a company making good money, and he did side jobs on his days off, which was the weekend. Had his business car, and he was like, I could make about. He said, what I make in gross, he could make in 5 hours or less. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man. He was just pulling out $5,000 in cash. Talking about, so nephew, this could be you if you go to this.
So you was you was wide open and shit.
Oh, I was gassed. I was like, word, I can do that. I'm the type of person. I'm not the type to go to school for 4 years, go to college, a 4-year college to get a degree. I'm the type of person that work with my hands and all that. So I like to get down and dirty. So a trade was perfect. Then years later, I want to say 2 years ago, there's a college. It used to be in Manhattan. It's in Astoria, Queens, called Apex, and that's a trade school. You can become a mechanic, a welder, construction worker, plumber, electrician. It was something else. So, and welding.
Like fix up motorcycles and stuff like that.
Yeah. All that shit. So, years ago, I went to them when it was in Manhattan. I wanted to do auto mechanics, and they were charging, get this, $12,000 for 8 months.
Yeah.
I said, man, you can take this file. I said, give me that application. I shred this shit myself. So I left. I recently, like 2 years ago, I went back, and I was in Queens. So my boy at that time, he was doing labor work. He was in a union doing construction. He was doing all kind of jobs. He said, yo, the state of New York is short of welders. He said, yo, D, welders make about $50 or $60 an hour. Would you said that he could help me get this job, and I was making my 60 an hour, getting this kind of money coming out of school with that kind of trade. So I said, I'll go out. I said, I gave my word, I'll go check it out. They wanted almost $19,000 for 8 months. I said, yo, are you serious? And I already own student loans. I said, yo, there's no way. He said, well, we could call and ask if you got this, if you can go do that and do this. I said, there's no way I'm not putting myself back in deeper debt just to go get a certificate saying that I've graduated from this school and them helping me get a job, So it's
19 racks.
Yeah, it's just too much, man. And just the money for Ivy Leagues and universities. Like I worked at I did security for one day at Syracuse University, which is upstate New York. And I met some of the students up there, and they was like, yeah, it cost them about $20,000 to $25,000 for one semester.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? The average, just to jump in really quick, tuition from college to college varies, right? We all know that. So there's a lot of different deciding factors. So if you go in-state or out-state, if you go to a private college or a public college, if you go to a community college or four-year college. So those are the different variables that you have to take into consideration. So if your kid wants to go to the state university, which is a public school, in a four-year college, the average across the board is roughly about $25,000 a year. Okay, that doesn't include what you have to pay for room and board. That doesn't include what you have to pay for traveling back and forth. You know what I mean? And anybody who has college kids or who remember when they were in college, I was broke the entire time.
Exactly. I was about to say that.
For money for this, for that. So laundry and traveling, transportation, and then you gotta try to get a job.
Just basic living expenses is a few $1,000s a month.
Include all of that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Books may be factored into that 25 grand. So I'll just leave that at that. But it is costly, and a lot of people tell you now, start saving as soon as that baby comes out of you, you know what I'm saying? Start a college fund, you know what I mean? But life happens and things pop up and you may not be able to save enough or whatever, depending on what college your kid goes to. So a lot of us are forced to, do the FAFSA and try to get, financial aid. And if, they may give us some people may get all of the money, but a good portion of us is left with a balance. And we may be able to pay that for a couple of semesters, but then you start to go into these loans, and they will give you a loan without a drop of a dime. All you gotta do is sign your name and answer 5 questions.
Yeah, especially especially if they know you're going to school.
Yeah, exactly. Some parents do the Parent Plus loan. Some parents do, the regular, Sally Mae or whatever, and private loans through their, private banking institutions or whatever like that. But it still is a loan at the end of the day, and that's exactly what it is. It's a loan. You have to repay it back, and that comes with interest, and then, it starts to pile up, and every semester, the registrar is like, look, you can't schedule your classes until you clear your bill. So what you do, because you're, 2-3 semesters in and you want to finish, you sign that paper and get another loan. And before you know it, you're graduating, you got a diploma in one hand and a bill from Sally Mae or whatever place you got a loan from for $45,000.
Exactly. And then you go out here and try to get a job, and they tell you overqualified because you went to school. So now you can't get a job for what you went to school for. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole time you should have been getting experience, you was at school. So here's the flip side to it. Because what's the flip side to just going straight into the job force? Do you have to really get a trade, or can some people just come straight out of school and get a job and just make their way like that?
You can. And you know what? I was telling Dee yesterday, I have a friend who, right out of high school at 18, got a job with the post office, did 25 years, and retired at 40-something years old with full benefits, full pension, full pay for the rest of her life. She
Mm.
literally has
Salute
gotten
to
into
her.
a whole nother career, and she still has her pension, still has good federal benefits, so she can have any type of surgery or tooth fixed or broken ankle wrapped up or
Yeah.
anything like that. And she did her time. You understand what I'm saying? And she can live her life. It's hard work, in the beginning, but as we're, the college people are getting out of college trying to find themselves and applying for jobs, you know, this Sally already been working at the post office for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
she already
she
got
already
her
put that
keys.
grind in. Yep.
You understand what I'm
Yep.
saying? I got another cousin, just to jump in really quick. I got another cousin who worked for the electric company that's out here called PSENG. He started right out of high school. Actually, he started in high school as an intern, and then when he graduated high school, he got the job. He's already been working there 21 years. He has 9 years to go before he can fully retire with full benefits. You're still young
Mm.
enough to travel. You're still young enough to hang out. You're still young enough to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Where Joe Schmo, who went to college for 4 years,
Yeah, he's still
bummed
paying off
around,
these loans and
bummed
still
around for
looking for a
2 years,
goddamn
still
job.
paying off the loan, and still, is just starting the workforce. You know what I'm saying? So there is a flip
Yeah.
side. School's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But the person who went to the post office, my cousin went to the post office or whatever like that, don't have no student loans. You get what I'm
Mm.
saying there? So, I mean, I guess it's your preference or whatever, but it's up to you. These loans could help you get your education and everything like that. But on the flip side, you still got to pay them back.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You sure don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? And they garnish your checks and all that shit too.
In a
You know what I'm
heartbeat.
saying?
That
So
happened to
even
me.
if you right, even if you think you're gonna get away from it, like, oh, I'm gonna ignore this letter. I ain't gonna say nothing. I moved and then tell them where I moved. Oh, they gonna get it, man. That social security number don't go nowhere.
It sure don't, because they
So
got me
once you
after about
yeah, once
15
you fill out
years.
a W
They
two,
caught
they
up to
already
me.
on your shit. Yeah, they already know they'll
Hmm.
send a wage levy to your job, and then your job gotta tell you. They scared you gonna quit once you find out that they finna garnish 20% out of your check. You know what I'm saying? Or some goofy shit. So think long and hard before you go to school. But I want all the kids to higher their education, but at what cost though? That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, there's other avenues that you can get an education too. Sports is an avenue. Academics is an avenue that you don't have to pay. I have somebody who
Hmm.
I work with. I have somebody who I work with right now. She rode her sons like a workhorse in 1962 Virginia. That boy plays
Mm,
baseball like Sammy Sosa, and
mm,
that boy is going to college for free. He went to a private high school for free, and
mm,
she would not accept nothing but 100% full ride for her son, single mother, to go to college. He's going to college for free, and she's done that with all of her sons. So you can go for free, either
yeah, you
academics or
can.
be it sports or whatever like that, and come out scot free and still have your education and a trade or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel exactly what you said. Those be a lot of our options, performing arts, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Kids getting a band, you can get. There's so many different scholarships out. It's ways to get
Yes.
the free money, but for the majority of the kids that go to the school, they not getting scholarships because each school is only allowed it X amount of scholarships on all these athletic programs. So somebody
Yeah.
on the team and they parents paying for it, or they
Uh-huh.
eventually gonna pay for it. So you thinking
Yeah.
you gonna go on here, oh, I might make the league and then I could just pay it off. But if you don't
Mhm.
make the league and you weren't taking that
Mhm.
schooling right, and 10 years and passed up since when you could have been in the workforce,
Yep.
now where you at? You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Where the fuck you
Mhm.
at now?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. There's so many different sides to it and everything like
Hmm.
that. But I'm sure everybody has a I don't want to say like a bad story, but a story to tell about their experience. Some parents, they give their kids two options: either you go to the army or you go to school. Pick one.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
old
saying?
school right there.
Oh yeah, that's real old
You
school.
go to
You know what I'm
college, get a
saying?
job, or you go on the service. Which one, nigga?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
some people go to the service or whatever, and they do their 4 years, and they set for life. You put your life on the line, and you see some crazy stuff, but you're
Hmm.
set for life because the military will take care of you financially. You know what I'm saying? If you do it right, they take care of you
Well,
financially.
you know
You can go
what?
to school for free.
Right, and
You
they
know
hit you
what?
up in the military with that. If you go to the military, we'll pay we'll pay for your schooling through the Montgomery GI Bill or whatever
Yep.
that shit is or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And some of these dudes they sign up for the military and then they don't make it back home out that shit. But the only reason why
True.
they got in the military was for the fact that they could go to school,
School for free. Yeah.
and the only reason why they wanted to go to school was to better their life. Now your
Hmm.
life is gone because you joined the
Yeah.
military.
True.
Perhaps. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Well, you know what?
yeah.
I worked at BMCC, which is called Borough Manhattan Community College in Manhattan,
Hmm.
Hmm.
and I worked there for like a year and a half. And there was a few students who I met that was in the in the service. They were in the reserves, and the military will pay them to go to school. Like, it will pay for their
Yeah.
tuition. They will pay them
Yeah,
each month
weekend warrior.
for going to school. Yeah, and
Yeah.
one of the guys lived in he lived in Washington Heights, and he was like, yeah, they paid me. I think it was like
Yep.
3,500. One girl
Wow.
lived in New York, but she went to school in New Jersey, so she's like, they paying her about 5,000. She's like, the further away your school is, the more money you'll get. So I was like, damn, that's crazy. She's like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's how they do it, and you can go to any school, you get accepted, and they have a military, it was like a military office for the armed forces, like for reserves and everybody. Anyone else in the military, they have their own office to help you with your classes, help you get,
Hmm.
everything that you need. You being
Yeah.
a veteran, they'll help you with, especially when it comes to
Exactly.
getting into school. So that I've seen,
Yeah.
and one thing I noticed who they help the most is those who I've seen to myself, and I've met a few females that have done it, is the women that's on public assistance and they go to school.
Hmm.
Hmm.
They have different programs for them to help them, you know,
Get off
throughout
get
college.
off
Like, they have
the
this,
system.
they have. There was this one program, because I spoke to like two of the ladies in the office, and I forgot the name of the program, but she was like, there's a program certain schools give it that you could get your associate's, bachelor's, and master's degree within 3 years instead of doing
Hmm.
4 or 5 years. You get it in 3 years, and it all
Oh my
depends on
God.
your major. Because I happen to ask questions because my younger sister wanted to be a psychiatrist, and both my younger sisters were going to college upstate. She's like, you know
Hmm.
what? Tell them to ask for this program and this and that, and she's like, yeah, she can get her a master's degree within 3 years, and it's a certain program that the schools offer.
Hmm.
BMCC is a 2-year college. Each
Hmm.
school is good and is known for something. Like, in New York, we have, if you want to do law enforcement, the best school to go to is John Jay, which is in Manhattan.
Uh-huh.
If you want to do nursing, you could go to Hostos's in the Bronx. You can go to BMCC's in Manhattan. You could go to BCC, which is Bronx Community College in the Bronx, and you have to have good grades. I know a girl was
Yeah.
getting a 4.0. She was about to get in the nursing program, but they denied her because she said 20 years ago she was married and she dropped out of school and her grades dropped and her
Hmm.
average went down. So since she was getting straight A's back in 2015, 2016, that they counted that on her GPA as she was trying to get
Oh
in the nursing
wow. That's
program.
crazy.
Yeah, she
That's
was like, "Yo, I
crazy.
don't make no sense." She was getting straight A's. She showed me all her. She's like, no, this woman was in her 40s now. Well, she's been
Hmm.
in her 40s, but she's like, yeah, that was 20 years ago, and she said they held that shit against her, towards her GPA and her getting into the nursing program. So these colleges, these colleges just, they help
Yeah.
you, and then now we got to
But
talk
you
about,
gotta know how to
kids that.
ride. You gotta know how to work the system. You understand what I'm saying? Also, just
Hmm.
really quick before I forget, another way to go to college for free is tuition reimbursement through your employment. A lot of
Hmm.
employers will offer free college for you with a couple of stipulations, but I mean, at the end of the day, you still go to school for free. You may have to sign a contract and stay at that job for like a year or so, or 2 years or whatever like that, but they still will reimburse you for anything that you pay to go to that school. You know what I'm saying? So, but you gotta know how to work the system because I've seen plenty of people going in there and, you talk to a good counselor and the counselor is supposed to help you try to find scholarships that
Right.
you may could get or take advantage of or whatever like that. Also, you gotta do the legwork yourself. You can't just go in there and
Hmm.
think that, what I'm saying, here I am, I'm here. It's a blessing that I'm here to y'all help me get in school. You know what I'm saying? You work hard, you'll find a way. Shoot, you'll find a way.
Hmm.
Exactly, because
Church
I ain't come from
scholarship.
a era or a demographic of people that had enough money just to send they kids straight to school. Like
True.
we always thought like the best way for us to go to school is getting a scholarship. But
Uh-huh.
guess what? Hey, if you don't get a scholarship, maybe you can get a grant and you can
Yep.
take this student loan real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you write a couple
Uh-huh.
fucking essays and shit, and you show
Yep.
these folks you really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? They pull your transcripts up. They feed you this shit. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? They feed you this shit, and our parents telling us to go. The majority of the people that was older than us was telling us to go because they didn't have them opportunities to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
They
that's
parents
true.
didn't have them opportunities to go, so they thinking like, and then they finding out like, man, I should have just taught my son how to build transmissions like the fuck I've been doing. And now we got our own shop, and we got a transmission shop. You can come pay me to rebuild your shit or do this and do that. So sometimes I think, and I advise my oldest son who graduated a couple years ago, and he has not went to college, and he's just
Hmm.
been working. But I advised him myself was I'm not gonna tell you to go to college and that's the only way you're gonna make it. But find yourself some kind of trade. Find yourself
Yeah.
some kind of uh something that you can do to where you can maximize what you getting paid for the work that you putting in. But see, these trade
Exactly.
schools got hip to that shit too, and they
But
prices is just as much as the fucking
yes, they
private
are.
colleges or junior colleges.
Yeah, just like D Holla said, trade school is averaging, roughly about 10 to 8 to 20,000 dollars for 8 months for less than a year. You know what I'm saying? And they're
Yeah,
selling you, we can teach you all this knowledge in a half a year, kick you out, help you get job assistance, and get you on your way to working and getting this money back. You know what I'm saying? But they done got hip to it too, because people, we living in the microwave era. Nobody wants to go for 4 years when you got kids, a family, two jobs, and a dog to take care of. You know what I'm saying? You want to
right.
get in and get out of this school and make this money. So we can teach you all that you need to know that comes within 4 years in an 8 month span, but we're gonna charge you 18 grand for that. Are
Hey,
you kidding me?
what was them commercials that used to come on TV, man? Not too long ago, a few years back. And they was like, "Hey, I see you sitting on the couch. You ain't
Yes.
doing nothing. You can get up. You can go to school. Call this number right here." You know what I'm saying? A
Yep.
lot of people they got hipped on that shit too. Oh, I don't even got to show up on campus. I can sign up for school online and incur
Online, yeah.
thousands and thousands of dollars a day.
Yeah, and those commercials will only run during Jerry Springer and Maury and
Yeah,
all that
I'm
stuff.
saying. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're sitting on your ass right now,
Yeah,
son.
man. Right?
Get up." You know what I'm saying? You too could be learning the trade right now. And they show a nigga welding and they all in the classroom learning together and shit. Then you get to the school and it's like four bums sitting outside that motherfucker asking for a bust down on a cigarette or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They sell these kids these false dreams and these hopes of going to college. Cause I know that's how I felt. Like I always had people telling me, you gotta go to school. You gotta go to school. You gotta go to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you better work hard in school because that's the only way you're gonna get the motherfucking scholarship or whatever. If you ain't one of them niggas that's the coldest nigga on the basketball court or the football field, like you can still go to college on scholarship. Like if you in the band, hey, look, you can get in school by playing your instrument, man. Like these folks, they got you, they got you. That's what we thought. But then I ended up getting a taste of a little money before I graduated high school just by working, and I was like, motherfuck school. The only reason why I enrolled in school because I thought I had to, and that's what my mother was telling me. You either gonna be working or going to school if you live in my house after you graduate. So
Yeah,
if
right.
I got a job, she can't kick me out if I don't go to school because at least I got a job.
Hmm.
But I don't know. Did that job benefit me more than going to school? Maybe so. As far as I ain't never had no student loan.
Hmm.
But at the same time, could I maximize the money making potential that I got by going to school than what I'm doing right
Yeah.
now? I don't know. You see what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yeah. I mean, and trade school ain't bad. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? Well, I hope everybody knows that. The trade school is really not that bad. We got an executive chef where I'm working at who's making six figures.
Mm,
Easy. And he went to trade school, which is culinary
right.
school, which I went to as well. And he said he went for 13 months, I think, years ago, 13 months, and he's making six figures. And he done work for Marriott and Hilton and Hyatt and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And he's making money. And he did not go to a 4-year college. You know what I'm saying?
See, and that's what's up. Salute to him, man.
Uh,
On his
so
grind.
yeah, on the grind.
Yeah, them,
But
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead, D.
I was saying that a lot of these colleges now, the cost is so high. Like, tuition for a 4-year college from 2016 to 2017 was 33,480. Private colleges is 9,650 for state residents. So meaning those you live in the state, that's how much you charge out of state. They want $24,930 more, and that's not
Hmm.
including if you stay on campus.
Yeah.
And if you stay off, like on my sister, she stayed on campus, and my parents had to pay. Then my younger sister, my other sister stayed off campus, and she
Hmm.
had three other roommates, which was basically three other girls,
Hmm.
and they paid their portion of the rent. And, it's part of the university, like Columbia University in Manhattan, well, basically in Harlem. They have it's on what is that on what's that on
Off
Broadway? They have
off
buildings going
campus
up.
housing.
Yeah, they have off-campus housing. They have and the buildings is basically near where all the school buildings are, and it goes from to like maybe 116th to like 123rd on Broadway, and that's how far down it
Mm.
goes. And some of the I was told some of the professors that live off campus, but as part of the university, they don't pay
Hmm.
no rent.
No, they don't. They
They
don't.
don't pay
They
no
don't.
rent.
No. And just
And
really quick, I have a stat here, just really quick, since you're running off some stats. According to CNBC.com, today there's
uh-huh.
70% of college students who graduate with a significant amount of loans. Over 44 million Americans collectively hold nearly $1.5 trillion in student debt. That means that roughly 1 in 4 American adults are paying off student loans in some form or way. That's according to CNBC.com. And this
Mm.
study was on February 15th, 2018. So very recently. So there's a lot of debt out there,
Yeah, it's too
you
much.
know.
Like me and you was talking about some debt. You wanna tell your story?
Yeah, yeah. No, I had some college student loans. You know what I'm saying? I was doing what I had to do to stay in school. You know what I mean? Signing for this loan and that loan, not even paying attention. When I got out of school, you know, I kept deferring because it was just easy because I didn't have the money and I wasn't responsible enough to just say, you know what, let me just start paying $20, $50, $100 a month or whatever, like the case may be. And I just let them pile up, and I move here and get another job here and this and this and that. And it finally caught up with me. And they started garnishing my checks. You know, this was a long time ago when I wasn't really that responsible, but they were garnishing my checks. And I was just telling the fellas, I was like, that probably was the best thing that they could have done because I didn't have no plans of paying that money back anytime soon. So they garnished my checks for about a year and some change. They got their money, I got them off my back, and I was debt free. Like I didn't have to worry about that. You know, every time I would see the papers in the mail, I just throw them out. You know, but they got their money. I got them off my back, and to be honest with you, you know, I know this was an irresponsible way of thinking, but I didn't even pay attention to that money, you know, coming out of my check because they was taking it off the top. So it didn't really bother me. I didn't even miss it, to be honest with you, you know. And once they got paid, everything, because I was like the gingerbread man, you know, catch me if you can, shoot. So. But you know, when you get a little older, you get a little bit more mature, and you know, you start to understand the system. You know, now if I were to go back to school, you know, I take advantage of any type of scholarships or loan, not even loans, but scholarships. Or if I can't pay cash for it, then I'm just not going to do it. But I don't know about in you guys' states, but in New Jersey, as of 2019, going to a community college will be free. So as long as you make under a certain amount, or you know, there is a cap or whatever, but you can go to a community college for free as long as you take a minimum of 6 credits. So that should be a turning point and more kids enrolling in college and not using financial issues as a deterrent from attending college.
Yeah, that ain't no joke, man. I've been through the same thing. I owed a student loan, basically from Sally Mae, and I remember checking, I think it was like 5 years ago. They said it was up to fucking 12 racks.
Mm.
And I tried contacting them. They was like, well, you know, at that time I was working like temp jobs here and there, you know, till I get like a full-time gig.
Hmm.
And they was like, you know, it went from, I used to pay like maybe $100 to $50. And I was like, yo, I'm not working, doing little odd jobs here and there. And he was like, hey, you know, how much can you pay? I said, I don't even know. You know,
Hmm.
they went as far as, can you pay at least 10 to $15? Like, nah, I'm not even working like that. And so what they did was, when I started working, I was getting income tax. Oh, they took that federal check. And
Oh
they've been
yeah,
taking it
and
for
I
the,
be.
and they take that federal check, and they've been taking mine for the past, I want to say 4 years now. And this
Hmm.
year, I just got half the federal in my state. So I was like, oh,
Hmm.
I paid it off finally. It's like when I took it, as soon as I did my income tax, like, you owe child support. I was like, hell no. It's like, oh, I was like, wait, the second thing in time, I was like, oh shit, it's fucking student loans.
Hmm.
And you
They
know,
will
they
catch up
garnished
to
it.
you.
Oh yeah, it caught up. You know, I was hurt because when you see that big number, you're like, oh, this how much I'm getting. I'm like, oh, I was happy,
Right.
and I
Then
got
they
that
just snatch
call.
your
It's like,
shit.
hey, guess what? You got to. I said, oh, fuck no. I
Hmm.
damn near cried. Like, no, man, I need this
It's like
fucking
them
money.
niggas. It's like them niggas shot you, nigga, in your head. You hearing
Yeah.
violins playing and shit. You.
You know what I'm saying? I was mad as fuck, but I was happy that they took it because they take it out. They took it.
Yeah.
They took the money and whatever else I owed over the years. They took that. So I'm like, fuck it. As long as I got my state, I'm alright.
Hmm.
Next year,
Yeah.
fuck, they did it again. I got my state. I'm alright. Took it again. Damn it, man. Fucking the numbers
Niggas
going up. I'm like, shit.
fucking your ass. 'Cause that interest, man, that interest will fuck you up too. You think
Oh
you got
yeah.
enough money for this shit, and then they like, well, you still got to pay for this administrative fee. You got to do
Like
this and you got to do that.
when I used to work for the city, I was paying $50, $60 a month, right? So they would tell me instead of paying $50 or $60, try to pay try to pay more. If you got it on 50, try to pay 65 and 75.
Hmm.
You know, to get rid of the interest as well. You know, because
Yeah.
you're gonna, she said, by the time you pay off the loan, you're gonna still owe interest on it. I was like, fuck no, man.
Yeah.
Shit
So
is
the
crazy.
education that they charge you $15,000 for, you're actually gonna be paying back 23. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I know one of my closest friends. His girl went to college in New Rochelle, got a bachelor's degree and everything. And when she finished school, she owed over more than 50,000. So she was paying like over $100 and something each month towards her student loan to make sure that get it paid off. When she started working, she was still paying it. As long as you make payments, they won't take your income tax check. If you make payments on time, even if you miss a few payments and you try to catch up on, you call Sally Mae, whoever you owe the money to from your student loan. You work with them. You tell them what's going on. They'll work with you. They will work. They'll be like, yo, how much you making? They'll actually show your pay stub and all that other shit, and they'll calculate how much you can afford to make. They'll ask like, hey, can you afford to send in at least $35? Well, I can send in 20. All right, cool. And that's it.
So basically, these schools shaking motherfuckers down like loan shark.
Yeah, man. And a lot of students that apply for college that get in, a lot of the students don't even know what their major is going to be. The first thing, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So they'll say, I want to do political science. I want to be a probation officer. If they don't know what their major is going to be, they're going to get something. What is the major that they offer? What is it called?
Justice or some shit like that.
No, I forgot the name of it because I know a girl that got it. She's like, it's not even what I want.
Criminal justice degrees and then they end up being a CO, and I be looking at them like, you spend all that money for that degree, you could have just got a job as a CO, my nigga.
Yeah, take the test.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, and I know people that went to school that's paying student loans, they can't get jobs for what they went to school for. You know what I'm saying? Like, they filling out job applications and people telling them that they overqualified for the job simply because they went to school for this shit. So it's like, how do I even get to a point to even pay you back on a student loan? If we didn't do that. So this is what we're gonna do, D. Let's go to the first song break, man. We come back, man. We talking schools, man, the pros and cons of going to school, right out of school, or getting a job. So we gotta dive into that. What's some of the pros and cons of just getting straight out of school and going into the workforce? So let's go to a break, man, and we come right back.
All right, we'll be back. Huh?
64 days of the taking the tub. Some nerve. I felt this to keep up.
Yeah.
You say what?
Hey, check me out, man.
You got everything.
In case y'all niggas didn't know, shout out to the class of 2007. St. John's University, stand up. Favorite state, nigga. On my North Carolina A&T Aggie, stand up. UNCG, man. Carolina, NC State, Duke. Wake Forest, Winston-Salem State, man. Favorite Tech.
We gonna call this one college
boy.
All
my college niggas, man.
DJ on point, J. Cole.
This is why you should go to college, my nigga.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's hard to picture a nigga not getting money. J. Cole living bummy, ha ha ha, that shit is funny. I'm focused on the cash, I just laugh at them bastards. Eligible bachelor, finna get my bachelor's. And if this rap shit don't work, I'm going for my masters. Still scouting hoes on the first day of classes. Keep up with the ass, keep up with the grades. A nigga straight A's like the Braves. She got me in the dorm room talking about her roommate clean, and she wanna fuck with wait until her roommate leaves. Now I could give a damn if her roommate sing, cause if the girl get excited, she's invited. If it's alright with you, yeah, shit, then it's alright with me. Yeah, and if it's alright with you, baby girl, then it's alright with me. And if it's alright with you, shawty, then it's alright with me. Hey, and if it's alright with you, yeah, and shit, then it's alright with me. Yeah. I hate to brag, well, nah, I don't. The big man on campus. I got a chick in every class to give a nigga glances. And if your ass is dumb, you won't even get a chance. Cause I got a chick in every class to give a nigga answers. Shit. And if I hit you, shawty, keep it on the low. This shit just like high school, the people wanna know. I see you haters mad, but I ain't mad at y'all niggas. We get ass like them basketball niggas. I'm ballin', got a sidekick so them hoes don't be callin'. Hit me on aim, hey, what's your screen name? When I start typing, man, a nigga got some mean game. And when I whip it out, shit, you gon' think he's saying things. But back in Carolina, I miss home badly. There's funny hoes I couldn't have tryna bag me. But I'm in the Jeep with this freaky ass Aggie. She said she wanted from the back, gladly. If it's alright with you, shit, then it's alright with me. Hey, and if it's alright with you, baby girl, then it's alright with me. And if it's alright with you, shawty, then it's alright with me. Look, and if it's alright with you, you know it's alright with me. I'm skipping class just to get some ass. Living fast, in college but don't sleep, nigga, my jab quick as ass. So kill that old college gangsta shit we don't believe. You mad cause your girl on Facebook poking me. So you know the G, I hit her up like hello L. I see you looking right the other day, LOL. So what's good with you? She hit me right back like shit, what's good with you? You know I like that, so of course I write back. Hit her with some nice chat. Same night she in my room, lights off, I strike that. Yeah, the put game right, but that's your wife, nigga, take her. I bust and I kick her ass out to write a paper, yeah. A nigga doing homework, drinking like a fish, it ain't a weekend that I'm sober. Fighting hangovers on my way to my internship. And I forgot to study for my midterm, shit. Hey, this is straight through, nigga. No fucking, no double takes, this is straight through the whole shit, nigga. Check it out, man. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas, man, college is a good look. Real good look, my nigga. For more reasons than one, man. You know they try to keep us out of that shit, though. Make that shit like extra expensive. I got scholarships though, so you know I'm not sweating that. But I feel for my niggas that couldn't make it, man. See y'all niggas. Hey Mike, we in there, baby. Hey, they can't keep us out the G, my nigga. You know? Then we all make it. Nah, we ain't all make it. Shout out to my niggas, man. All my niggas, yo. Whether you graduated or not, whether you made it to college or not, nigga. Vietnam, yeah. Class of 2007, man, holla at me. I'm going to grad school, though, you know? Yeah.
You say what?
Hey, check me out, man.
You got everything.
In case y'all niggas didn't know, shout out to the class of 2007. St. John's University, stand up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The college boy. That was J. Cole and shit, you know what I'm saying? He had some good points in going to college, smashing out. Because it is some good things for kids. I don't want to discourage no kids to not get a higher education because you can have fun, man. You go up there, you can handle your business, and you can get a job, and you can pay your student loans. You never know.
Yeah.
But we back.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. But again, I was just telling them off the air, you know, I had an ex-boyfriend. He actually went to Morehouse for undergrad and then got a double master's from Princeton. And he got a master's of divinity. So it was like Christian education, and he wanted to be a chaplain. And I talked to him recently, and he's working at Home Depot. And I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't pan out. You got a double master's from Princeton University and an Ivy League school, A. B, your undergrad is from Morehouse, which is another prestigious college. And you're working at Home Depot? He's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, those are just pieces of paper. Those don't help put food on the table. They don't help with the day-to-day of, you know, my family. So until I can get a job, you know, in the field that I went to college for, I got to do this. And I said, no, I understand you got to do what you got to do, but all them years you wasted in school and you're not even doing what you really wanted to do or the sacrifice that you made, you know. So that's the flip side. And just like, Mac J said, we're not discouraging anybody, just do it the right way. If you can get your job to pay for it, you can research scholarships or grants or anything like that so that you do not come out owing over 100 something thousand dollars in debt that's never going to leave you. You know, try, see if you can do that. Or the work study programs where you're actually working, and as you're working, the amount that you're getting paid is actually getting taken off of your bill. People have done that too, and that has helped as well. So that's just a little story I wanted to share with everybody.
Yeah. Getting a job with a degree that you have is hard, especially if you don't do an internship program.
That's true.
For a company, let's say you want to do, psychology, you got to find an internship that you can join, to give you an idea of what your major is going to be. Is if this is what you want to do. If you don't do no type of intern, you come out getting a regular 9 to 5. Like my daughter's mother, her cousin went to Oklahoma University, got a bachelor's degree in psychology. He wound up getting a job in Petco as a manager. And this was like a couple of years ago. So, you are right. You don't get the job that you have a degree in. Like you said, it's just a piece of paper. There's no guarantees that you're going to get a job in the field that you chose. If you go into doing criminal justice, if you want to be a probation officer, you're getting college credits to become a cop, and want to be a correction officer, or you want to be a lawyer. You got to do some type of those, COs and all that, and cops. You could take the test, have the qualifications, and have the college credits, and you can get the job. Well, in New York, and I think in New Jersey as well. I don't know about any other state, but that's how they do it out here. But as far as like trades, you can get a trade and you can take it anywhere. You could be a plumber.
Exactly.
You could be an electrician. You could be an HVAC technician. You can be a carpenter. That trade you could take with you. I know a guy that I grew up with from the same area, the Bronx. I know his family. He know my family. And his grandfather showed him how to do computer wiring and fix boilers and all that in the boiler room. These guys are making over 100,000 a year, almost 200,000 a year. Then that's a trade, and they just took him when one moved to Atlanta, one still in New York. So it all depends on what you're gonna do. Then let's talk about how some kids drop out because they can't handle college, and they in debt, and they get 9 to 5s. I remember telling Brooke, like, when Obama was in office, I seen a black man with a beautiful black woman by his side, which is his wife, and they both have college degrees, master's degrees in different schools, and they put it in place to let everybody know it's okay to go back in college. They made it cool for people in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, even 50s to go back to college to get their education, go back to and get their GEDs to go to college, to make it affordable for those that can't afford it, So that was a good thing to see, I've seen pictures of this guy's grandmother going back to college after like 30 something years to get her master's degree, So it's always good to go to college, but then the bad thing about going to college is you go to a 4-year school, you got to keep up, you got to, keep your GPA up. If you don't, if your student loans are not paid or you owe money on this and that, you won't be able to go to the school. When I started seeing shit like that in movies, stuff like, remember House Party 2, a kid didn't pay his tuition, he couldn't go to school, sneaking in school, going to class and all that, and shit like that happens every day. You know, you can go to student loan, pay your tuition, then we even talk about getting books, because getting books is not
Right.
cheap.
That's a whole. I'm about to say that's a whole nother story. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when I worked at BMCC, I had a student. I'm like, yo, I gotta find this book. Oh, I got it. It's at They said it's a you. They need a book, and they had to go to Barnes and Noble, and the book cost $150. The girl went and wound up getting the book, and the fucking teacher didn't use it for the whole semester. She was tight, boy. Oh, that was funny.
If you try to sell that book back, you're not gonna get what you spent on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as you walk out of the store with it, it's a used book, unless that bitch still wrapped up, I guess. But you're not gonna get the same value that you spent on that book. And for a teacher not to use it when they told you it was required, that's some bullshit, man. That's what to get them off going. And you as a parent and your kids telling you that, be like, man, why would they tell you to get the book? Yep, but they ain't use that shit the whole year. That's
It was on the syllabus. The book was on the syllabus.
Yeah. And you trying to be prepared to go to the next level, and they don't even do it. So that's just money. That's how they eat money. And most of the books you buy directly from the school too. You go in the bookstores that's right there on the campus. I do remember that shit. See, I went to school right when I got out of high school. I went one semester that shit, and I was like, fuck it. Like I said, my mother said, if you gotta have a job or go to school. I'm working, so when I decided to leave school, she really can't say shit to me because I got a job. Then 10 years later, you know what I'm saying, I found myself in a situation where I was able to go back to school. And now I'm trying to really do it for real, but now I got children and I have to work. So trying to juggle raising your kids, going to work, and have a social life and go to school, man, it's just kind of hard because a lot of people want to get back into school later on in life because they figure maybe if I did go to school, I'd be better off now. And now I'm more mature, like you were saying earlier, Brooke. Like maybe now you're more financially responsible to go to school now because you know the tricks of the trade. But if you already fucked your shit up in the first few years out of high school, how can you go back to right that shit now? Because you're like, man, I already owe these motherfuckers student loans. I can't go back to school now.
And that's how. Oh, excuse me. That's how I was.
Yeah, that's crazy right there.
Responsible. Yeah, I was. Oh, excuse me. I got to tickle my throat. I wasn't responsible.
So it's like going back now. You like, man, damn, I really want to go back to school because now I got the time. My kid is a little older now. You know what I'm saying? Like they going to school so I can go to school, and that's how they get you with these online classes too, because they make it convenient for you, but the prices is damn near still the same.
Well, not really, because the famous school right now was that University of Phoenix. Oh, I know one girl. She's getting her PhD on that, and she was like, you know, she has to turn in her work before midnight. You know, she do like the group things, like email the professor, get her work, and her GPA being, she want to keep her GPA above a 3.0, 3.5. She's like a 4.0 by now. You know, she's very smart, you know. So it's the online made it easier for those that can't make it to the school. Because if long as you have a computer or access to a computer, you can do it.
You can do it.
It's just that some people can do it, and some people the price are the same. Sometimes the price is cheaper doing it online. You know, it's more convenient for those that can't make it to the class because they work full time and they're a full time parent, you know, or they got two jobs and they're a full time parent and they can't make it to the school, so they figure, well, I got a computer, I could do it from home. I got to turn it in before midnight, or I lose like 5 points, you know. So it's different. You know, it's right now that the online school is a blessing for those that don't like going into a class at waking up at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning to make it a class on time, and professors late, or professors on one, or like, oh, you're giving you so much work to do, and you got another class in 15 minutes, but your class ends in 30 minutes. So it's a hassle. So when you do it from home, it's easier. So they just basically trying to make it easy for those that struggle to make it to their classes, or that's not a people person, or So that's about it. I mean,
Yeah, London Taylor in the chat is saying, but can you really learn online? It depends on what type of person you are. If you're a good independent worker, then yeah, I believe you can. I could work online. I could do classes online in Excel. I don't really need, as long as you show me or show me where I could learn something, you know what I'm saying? Then, hey, I could do it. Anything learned correctly could be taught. Anything taught correctly can be learned correctly. So if I'm taught it correctly, then I'll learn it correctly and I'll be able to use it correctly. You know what I'm saying? You have to have good time management, because just like D. Hollow was saying, these different assignments have to be in by a certain time. So yeah, it depends on the person. Some people are classroom type people. Some people, hey, just show me one time and I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's well, the online school is basically you're learning what you would learn in class anyway, especially depending on the major that you're going for. Yeah. It's you're doing it at your own pace. It just has to be turned in before or by midnight. Some professors will work with you like, hey, I'm working, I get off this time. I know a girl like I said was getting her PhD. She's a nurse, she's an RN. And she was doing her schoolwork at the job when she had time, and finished it up when she got home. So it's more convenient. Yeah, go at your own pace. If you got you got to do a 500 page on a certain topic, and you have to you're doing like a group, it's like you and 3 other people. You got to contact your group, video chat or talk over the phone or text. Share notes, compare notes, or then do your project, and y'all get 1 grade. It's basically you're doing it in the comfort of your own home instead of sitting in the classroom. That's all it is. They made it easier for everyone, with that. That was like the best thing that happened. That that they came out with that whole online schooling, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely different options out there. For people to get their education on, or go the job route. So I think that's more so what we were kind of talking about today is, either going to school right after high school or getting a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is different, and then some people also, if everybody's looking at in the chat, looking at the screens, if you join a fraternity or sorority, they have scholarships as well too.
Yes, they do.
You can't join them your freshman year historically, but if you join them your sophomore year, they have tons and tons of resources and networking, avenues where you can get your bills paid. You don't have to worry about it. If you're a sister or a brother in this particular, fraternity or sorority, don't worry about it. Talk to sister such and such. She'll put you D with how you can get this scholarship or whatever like that. So
and
we need to talk about that.
Well, if you go for a job and you see someone like you see the manager or the directors interviewing you, you see the college they went to, and you notice the college that had the same fraternity that you're in, and you say, hey, you went to such and such, and you just do the sign or the handshake or whatever it is, and they know it's like they because they're part of the same group. Oh, they'll help you get that job. Like, you are what do you call us? Signify, or you a Nuke? Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna look out for you. You sororities, they do the same thing.
And watching higher learning.
Yeah. Yeah. That was my movie right there. Remy, no. Yeah, so it's and doing a fraternity And a sorority, like you go through like the hell week. My god sister went to college years ago, and she was in a sorority, and she said she had to wear what she said she had to wear the maxi pads over her eyes, and she had to wear heels and just different outfits, and they had them cleaning the floors and doing all kind of shit, like going to the store and they brought panties with heels on to buy food for the other sisters. I was, what the fuck, man? So you gotta go through a lot just to.
Yeah, that's a whole nother other avenue. The fraternities and sororities, because they do some crazy stuff. There's an excellent movie on Netflix called Burning Sands. Anybody saw that? That movie was so dope, and I've never wanted to join a sorority or fraternity because that's just
what was it about?
But, Burning Sands is actually about a young guy that was in college who wanted to join a fraternity because his father joined the fraternity, and he found out that his father actually went through like Hell Week and withdrew his and didn't want to be a part of the fraternity anymore. So his main goal was like, you know what, my father started it but didn't finish it, so I'm a father didn't want to, continue on with doing all this, and his pledging was horrific. Him and his line brothers, they went through hell and back just to be a part of this brotherhood. And he saw how the connections that people, had that were in this particular fraternity or whatever like that, and how certain stuff would happen and it would get covered up by older brothers and everything like that. And I'm looking at the chat. I'm sorry, Dean. Mills Lane said, Dean, Big Brother Almighty.
Yo, isn't that from Different World?
Yes. So, but
You're
anyway,
funny, man.
I know. I can't believe I looked at that. But he, during one of their pledging activities or whatever like that, one of the brothers had died, and the older brothers and the fraternity was like, just drop him off at the hospital and keep on going. We'll figure out a story to tell. We're gonna call our big brothers and see what we can do. See who's in the hospital. That's a part of the fraternity that can cover it up, basically. And the main character was just kind of like, no, that's my brother. Like, we don't went through all this and we just gonna leave him. Like, no, we can't just drop him off at the front doors of the hospital. That's crazy. So he ended up staying, and they were like, well, if you don't do what we say, you're not gonna become a brother or whatever. And he was just like, I don't care. This is a human being, basically. You know what I'm saying? And so he ended up staying, and a couple of his other line buddies ended up coming back with him to stay with him, and they all kind of were crying, and he ended up calling his father and was just like, I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I see why you didn't go through with it, because it's a lot of cover up. They started, they put the fraternity over humanity, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Did that happen with a kid in PA? He got there was several incidents with a fraternity and them pledging with one kid. They gave him so much liquor he passed out and fell down the steps and he died through a brain injury. Yeah, hazing. Then one kid, he drowned in PA, and that hazing, that hazing is basically making them do shit that they don't want to in order to join a fraternity.
And it's almost like, if you can survive this, then you're my brother for life. I will make sure you succeed. I will make sure that you make it in life, because we all have had to do something similar to this to cross that burning sand. You know what I'm saying? To get to the other side. Once you get to the other side, you're good, but you gotta make it first. So my job is to push you and push you and push you till you feel like you can't make it no more, and then that's when your inner strength comes and you become a brother when you make it across. Basically, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of crazy, but it's like, you can't put a fraternity or sorority above humanity. You know what I'm saying? And this was based on a black college, so it's not one of those white crazy lambda delta moves, the white people college, where they just drinking and peeing down the steps. You know what I'm saying? These black people, they beating people and They branding you, and you know what I'm saying. They doing a lot of stuff so you become a brother. You know what I'm saying. My father's best friend is a Q, and he got all types of brands on him, and he said that was the best decision he ever made. You know what I'm saying. I'm like, but they branded you like a cow. You know what I'm saying? He was like,
Yeah.
well, you'll never understand. It was the best decision I ever made. College educated, great job, all that. And he was like, that was the best decision he's ever made. And I was like, oh, okay.
I think the first time I seen a fraternity was on TV was a different world. When they had the brothers wearing heels and shit, doing the steps. I said, "What the fuck? Is this really how it's supposed to be?" You know, I know guys that went to college. My best friend is in a fraternity, and all his fraternity brothers, you know, they go on cruises, they go hang out, they go, you know, go on trips. You know, they always make time for each other. And
Yeah,
when
they
it
have
comes to like,
big old conventions and stuff like that. But
oh yeah,
if you ever need something, they
your
got a
brothers got
brother
you.
or a sister who's in that field that will open up the door. No matter what your qualifications are, as long as you're a brother or a sister, they will open
Mm-hmm.
that door for you. You know what I mean?
With open arms, like yo, you got, I got you. Don't even worry. But I'm gonna make a call. Brother such and such work there. He's in charge. Don't worry. But I know your situation. I got you. And it's like that. Even my best friend told me like I was going through this and that, and called one of his fraternity brothers. And his fraternity brother made it happen. I mean, now he's a CEO now, so he's good. He's making good money, you know. So his fraternity brother's like, yo, if you decide to do something else, man, let me know. I got you. I was like, you know, that brotherhood is strong. You know, they look out for each other, and you know, but instant, and there's been instances where they look out for themselves, especially if someone that's just pledging. But if you were part of the brotherhood, you know, they look out for each other. You know, it's sad to
Yeah.
see that those that pledged were hazed and lost their lives. You know, and then you know the white kids that got that young teen drunk. He fell down the
Mm-hmm.
steps. They try to
Yeah.
cover that shit up. Like some of them got off, and I
Oh
think
yeah.
some of them got off and shit. I mean, man, I'm like all white. I was saying to myself that they were black, and that kid, that kid was on. They were all that was a black fraternity he was trying to join. All the motherfuckers would have went to prison. You kidding me?
We already know
These
that.
niggas got off easy.
hmm
They
We
had
already
the
know that.
yeah. They what Chris Rock said. If it ain't white, if you're white,
But
you're
anyway,
all right. It's the truth, man. I mean, these colleges today, you know, you paying so much money. Then you got to talk about, you know, we take the SATs. Now here's the pictures of the SATs. You know, you got Columbia, UPenn, Cornell, you got Harvard, Brown, Princeton, Yale. You know, I remember when I was trying to go to like a good college. The higher your SAT scores, the better chance you get in getting into the school.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I was
Nowadays, it's
told,
how fast you can run or how fast you can throw that ball. That's
oh
what you get
yeah,
in college.
uh-huh. Like, you got a wicked jump shot? Sure. All right, come on.
Yeah,
Like, you
they
know,
even do
so
your homework for you and shit.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yo,
they
I
sure
learned.
do.
You remember seeing that movie called The Program? That's when I
hmm
started learning about like how colleges do with athletes. Blue
hmm
Streaks with Nick Nolte when they had
Blue
Shaq and
chips.
Blue
Blue
Chips. So I
chips.
said Blue Streak. My bad. Blue
Yeah.
Chips with Shaq
Shaq
and
and
Penny
Penny.
Hardaway. Give them gifts and shit just for them to play for the school. Watching the movie The Program with Mike Epps who went to a college for football, got a football scholarship, and Mac, who was the fucking linebacker, who was a beast, since he got injured on the field, like the school had to take care of him. But you know, since he was like one of the best linebackers, the school would take care of his surgery, make sure he good. And you know, watching that movie showed me that you have an athlete that's dumb as shit, but if he knows how to play that sport, the school is gonna make sure he pass.
Oh yeah.
So if he
He
get
making
into the
money from it.
NFL, he get into NFL like, well, he went to Cornell or he went to Yale or he went to
hmm
Penn State, he went to Syracuse or he went to USC, and that scholarship would just, having more people come. Like if he made it, I can make it. That's how they look at
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And you know what? My sister had a boyfriend actually who was from Congo, Africa, and he was about 7'1" or 7'2", and he actually came over here just like that, just like we all hear about, and he was actually adopted by a nice white family so that he can go to school at their alma mater. And they paid all expenses paid for him to come over here, to stay over here and everything like that. And they legally adopted him to come over here. The kid, he looked like a freak of nature because he was 7'2", I think, 7'1" or 7'2". He's like a freak of nature. He couldn't fit anywhere. And you look at him and you're like, oh, that's a basketball player. So every school wanted this kid, and he actually got paid to come over here because him playing for the team made the school look good. So, and we always hear about how all these, especially basketball players, they're making these colleges so much money, but then they're broke. You know what I'm saying? Because college basketball is a very, very, that we got to bring that up one subject. It's a very intricate web of deception and lies that they give to these students and everything like that. But he made this school so much money, and he, like I said, he was from the Congo in Africa, and he did not have any money at all, but they adopted him because he made the school look good. And even if he got straight F's, he got straight A's because they made sure he did good in school. They made sure that he had everything that he needed. And even when he got out of school, he was able to get into different, opportunities, quote unquote, to try to play for the league and stuff like that. So these colleges will make you pass if you need to pass because they want you to play and they want you to start and they want you to look good on TV and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's college ball is very, very crazy, very, very crazy. So that's another way people, from all over could go to school for free, as we previously talked before, through sports.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got a nephew who played ball, and he's getting scholarship, offers from college, and some of his teammates getting offers from college. And, when you're good at a sport, especially basketball, you'll have the college recruits come take a look at you. Like, give an example. There's this kid that played for Duke named Zion Williams. I think he's like 6'7", 6'6", 6'7". This dude is he's like Vince Carter at his age now. Like, this kid's got to be like 17 years old. Like, Vince Carter highlights every time you see him play. And Duke is a known university down in North Carolina. And he's like the human highlight reel for Duke right now. And he's making fans excited to come to the game again. I mean, they still come to the games, but when he got there, it was like, yo, he just killing. And when he gets to the NBA, he's gonna be like Vince Carter times 10. Just looking like just how he plays, how he approaches the game, how hard he goes to the basket. You got to develop a better jump shot, but he's good. And seeing that, it's like, yo, when you have recruits come, even my nephew played ball at 16 years old now. Getting where it all starts over. You get into the McDonald's All-Star game.
Yep.
And you play there because a lot of players, started there, got in college, and their career took off. Or some students come straight out of high school. They do like 1 year of college if they have to, and just go straight to the NBA and make millions of dollars.
Yep.
Some of them will go back to school for years because Shaq did it. He went back, got his master's degree and PhD. So it works in the long run. Going to college. Getting that college experience, especially if you graduate, you could say you did it. You of one of few members of your family member that got a college degree, and that happened. It's a lot of people from the minority neighborhoods can say they like, well, I'm the first one in my family that got a master's degree, a bachelor's degree, or PhD. And now I'm a doctor, or now I'm a nurse, When you owe money, that shit can stop you from getting a home. You got all this money, you got a degree.
Exactly.
You making money and check your credit. oh, you owe student loans. Like I know a doctor was telling me years ago, he owed almost $100,000 in student loans.
Yeah.
And he was still paying it off. Like, garnishing my
Yeah.
check. I don't give a fuck. I'm still here.
Yeah.
So you gotta be real careful. You gotta pick your pick your majors carefully. Make sure you stick with it because of I know students that change their major
Major,
a
yeah.
year later, and then they figure, well, they picked they wanted to do computer science or electrical engineering. Then they switch it to, oh, I want to do nursing.
Yeah,
So,
and that's money down the drain because
yeah.
that you already took don't transfer over to the new, major that you want.
hmm
You know
You
what I
know,
mean?
and you got kids that drop out and they do one semester. I know students that went to BMCC when I was working there, and they would sit in the cafeteria all fucking day, walking outside, smoke, come back, and what they were doing is wasting college money, but they were getting that check at the end of the month or at the end of the year, and that's all they wanted. After that, you never seen them again.
That's
You
crazy.
know?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm serious, yo. In college, I worked at, like I said, I worked at BMCC, and on Tuesdays they had club day. Now, clubs is something I think you had to have about 5 or 6 people in the club in order for it to get approved. So I kid you, they had a video game club. I was bugging out when I saw that shit. I'm walking, I'm getting relieved, I'm about to go home, and it's Tuesday. I'm in the main building. I'm like, the fuck I was club there. Like, these niggas playing PS4, Xbox One, arguing over stats, who's better than who. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Are y'all supposed to be in classes? Like, yo, this is club day. This is the video game club. I said, what? And the school gives them money. The school gives them money for their club so they can order food. They was ordering fried chicken, pizza, fucking sushi, Chinese food, and they give them I think it's maybe $200, and they have to they have to spend all of that to get more money to follow them.
Right, get a little stipend or whatever they call it.
Yeah. And kids, they were like, yo, you want something? Like, these motherfuckers order so fully. I'm like, who got mac and cheese and fried chicken? Like, what the? I'm like, what club is this? Oh, it's the poetry club. Poetry? I'm like, damn. She's like, you want some, baby? I'm like, nah, I'm all right. Like, sure. Like, I'll take a piece of chicken,
real quick, man. You want them legs?
We get a leg and a thigh,
Out of here real quick.
Yeah. But really quick, just some things you should know about sports scholarships. This is according to MoneyWatch.com. I just looked this up really quick. The odds of winning an NCAA sports scholarship are very minuscule. Only about 2% of high school athletes win sports scholarships to college and universities. Yes, the odds are low, but those people who do snag a scholarship, the average scholarship is less than $11,000. So then these people are, so then you have to revert to grants from from the school itself. Now, if you're in NCAA, a lot of these schools are private, so they have big time alumni donors or grants,
like booster clubs and shit like that.
Exactly, that kind of step in when the NCAA scholarship money is finished. So that's one quote I wanted to say. Then another one, full ride sports scholarships are very scarce. There are only 6 sports where all the scholarships are full rides. This is according to, oh my God, hold on, I'm sorry, I lost it. This is according to MoneyWatch.com. And those sports that only offer full ride are football for men, American football, not soccer, women's basketball, women's gymnastics, volleyball, and women's tennis. Men's tennis as well. And these are D1 sports that athletes receive full rides or no rides. This is, for NCAA rules. Now they have their specific rules. I don't have that in front of me, but this is according to them. And take flattery with a grain of salt. Coaches may tell all teenagers that they have lots of scholarship money to divvy out, but prospects shouldn't assume that they will be recipients. A coach may not know whether or not he wants a particular athlete until he finds out what other teenagers, want to come to that school too. So
Exactly.
student A and student B both are in the top of the country for, let's just say, baseball or so, or whatever like that. If student A wants to come to, let's just say, Rutgers University or whatever like that, but the coach really wants, but the coach really wants
University.
student B, but the coach really wants student B. He may not give all the money to student A because he's still waiting on student B to make his decision. So, they're just saying, just because they say your kid is good, don't be gassed. Saying
Exactly.
you got to get something in writing and everything like that. You know what I mean? Also, a verbal commitment is meaningless. Coaches are telling these young athletes as young as 7th grade that they want them to come play for their team. There's no guarantee that a child who is verbally commits to a team will end up on the team or actually play on the team. A coach can change his mind about a prospect with a blink of an eye, and you would have lost that opportunity to go to that school or any other school because you were banking on this school. So always get something in writing, a letter of intent, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and also know the last point that they have is playing high-level college sports will be a full-time job. You cannot work. You cannot, moonlight for other stuff. There are rules, especially in NCAA, where you cannot do any ads or marketing for any other
you basically can't make no money when you on scholarship.
That's exactly what it boils down to. You can't make any outside money when it comes to the scholarships. These alumni are watching you like a hawk. NCAA rules are watching you like a hawk, and you could lose your scholarship or your grant money at any given time, be kicked out of the school. You know what I'm saying? So that's just some really quick points that I just wanted to bring out, since we were talking about the sports and the scholarship and everything like that. What do you guys think about that?
I think it's crazy, man, because the schools make a lot of money off these student athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, I think it was a couple years ago, I think the little dude played for UConn the last year they won. And then right after they won the title, he was talking about how he was a scholarship athlete, but they was starving most of the time. They was getting inadequately fed and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But now the schools, they selling these jerseys. They selling tickets. They putting them on billboards in the cities. They, they basically licensing these dudes without licensing them, but saying that, well, at least you getting a free education.
Mm-hmm.
But the money that you're making off these dudes, man, ain't nowhere near the 11,000, 20,000, 30,000 that you charging a regular person to walk on to the team.
Yeah, and also, you know what? Another thing, I remember I saw a 40 for 40 on this one person. I forgot what his name is, but he played ball, and they got upset with him because he did 1 year and he went to the pros. And, he was like, I didn't come to college to get an education. He's like, I came to college to play ball and to get in the NBA and make my money or whatever like that. And he got some deal with Nike that was like $50 million. Like soon as he finished he handed in his last paper for his last year, he turned pro. And he got that deal with Nike. I believe it was $50 million. Yeah, it was $50 million. He got a $50 million deal with them, and he got drafted to the 76ers. Unfortunately, he broke his leg like the first game or something like that, but he got guaranteed money. And he's like, I could always go back to school online at a later date and time, but my body only has a 12-year limit to play ball. My knees only have 10 years to play ball. So I need to get what I need to get now. You know what I'm saying? And the school was, you used us, this and this and that. And he told them flat out, I didn't come to school to learn. I came to school to play ball and to get money and get drafted so I could take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? So I don't knock athletes like him who do the minimum 1 year and then go to go pro or whatever like that, because these kids are starving.
Get that paper, especially they'll get paid if they're in the top, I think top 10 or 15. They'll get those couple of $1 million. If they like the bottom half of the draft in the first round or the second round, they'll get like a 3 year, it's like maybe 4 or 5 million, and they'll be making an average about maybe 750,000 a year. So it's you got to be a special athlete. Like if LeBron James went to college for 1 year, he would have had a full ride, because what he did in high school, he would have had a full ride. And I remember he got offered some money. I think he had like his first year he signed with Nike, he got like a $90 million deal. And some people remember he got in trouble for accepting throwback jerseys. He had to apologize and return them shits. It's always something.
And shit.
Yeah. But they could give it to the parents, I think, right? Can't they?
They'll give it to the athlete. They'll tell the parents, this is a gift for your son because he's such a great athlete. We want him to join our university.
You gotta remember that movie, He Got Game and shit. Denzel and Ray Allen, them Jesus Shuttle. Yeah. Coming out, his uncle was like, man, I want to wet my beak too, Bill Hunt and shit. He had his hand all out and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that could have fucked this whole scholarship up for him, as people getting that shit though.
Yeah.
Well, they got him almost like a Mercedes Benz. Like, we'll give you this if he goes to this school. Like they got a show out with Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, called Ballers.
Oh yeah,
he said was supposed to be a sports agent. This year it was based off he was doing exports like for skateboarding and all that, but his main focus with this kid named Quincy, who was in high school, who was a hell of a quarterback. He had a cannon. He was like Cam Newton. He was like a young version of Cam Newton. He could run, he could pass, he had a strong arm. And Dwayne Johnson's character was trying to get him get a TV deal with USC in California. He wanted him to go to the school. For some issues with the college board for the college football board, because his brother died when his brother started taking drugs and having personal problems. His scholarship, and he couldn't get the scholarship. He couldn't go back to college. Something about his scholarship and his academics and all that was all fucked up, and he wound up killing, like ODing on pills and jumping off. No, he took some painkillers. It's called Ballers.
Ballers is. You know who's in there? Denzel Washington's son is.
Yeah. His son is a wide receiver. Yeah, he's one of the main characters with Dwayne Johnson. This season was really good because it shows you how the college football, how they do students, where Dwayne Johnson gets arrested because he went to Ohio State because the kid Quincy shook and like he met LeBron James and said, you need to go to the Buckeyes in Ohio State. And the Rock, the Rock wound up getting arrested, and the guy that got him arrested worked for Ohio State and was telling him, hey, he needs to come to this school or we're gonna put all your dirt out.
Damn.
It's crazy, and
it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat, real cutthroat.
Yeah, it's cutthroat and it's all about money. It's TV. Do you know how much a school like Ohio State? Because remember, they get national games. They on TV.
Right, and then the Big Ten got their own network too. A lot of conferences got their own networks and shit now.
They got their own network. They sitting there. They get TV time, and and they got people that donate money. They get millions of dollars off that shit, especially if they
merchandise
win the title, or they get merchandise. If they win the title, they get more money off of that. So it's all about paper. These students don't get paid for it. So that's why students do that 1 year. And then they out. Like, why the fuck I gotta stay here for 2, 3, 4 years, and y'all making all the money, and I ain't making shit.
Off of me. You know what I'm saying? You're making the money off of me. You know what I'm saying? And I can't get nothing. That's crazy.
Yeah, there's some bullshit, man. But it's about that time. It's about time See y'all. Thanks for joining us. See y'all next
Yeah.
week.
As
Thank
always,
you,
man.
everybody, for
Salute to
listening.
everybody in the room, man. You know what
Salute.
I'm saying? Talking that shit. Schooling.
Who put a picture of Mel Quan? Just as Ric
Yeah.
Flair.
Yeah.
That's my guy right there. He got the
He was
wig on, the
gas.
bandana. I thought he was supposed to be the dude for the Freebirds. Michael Hayes, he like Michael Hayes for the Freebirds.
Damn.
Oh shit, that's my guy. Right? Fuck your Jets, nigga. I heard what you said earlier.
Hell yeah, fuck his Jets. You seen what happened? You seen what happened to them? They easy to beat. So whoever played them the rest of the year, you gonna have an easy game. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Please, if anybody, next time anybody hears from Mel Quan, tell them great Halloween costume. Looks like he's in
Hell
a
yeah.
barbershop too. You know what I'm saying? The wig is crazy.
They got the robe on and everything.
Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yes.
You know,
yes,
we'll see
yes.
y'all next week, huh?
That's
Ah,
right. All
we out
right.
this
Thanks
bitch.
for listening. All right.
Yo,
Good
Rich,
night.
play that song, man.
Mhm.